Hey there, sleepyhead. No, don't get up just yet. You took a few nasty hits in that dungeon. Oh yeah, I found you passed out by the entrance. It's alright, it's alright. You're safe now. Just let me tend to your wounds. No, my name is Sabrina. I'm a medicine maker who lives by the forest. I was foraging for herbs and vegetables nearby when I found you outside the dungeon. Oh, you were too heavy for me to carry all the way back to my cabin, and it was already too dark for me to head back anyway, so I decided to start a fire and make camp here for the night. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm used to camping out in these woods. There are times I have to travel pretty far to get all the herbs I need, after all, so I'm pretty used to it. You'll be safe with me for now. You're a beginner adventurer, aren't you? If I may ask, what were you doing in that dungeon? It's a pretty high-level domain, so it's not really safe for inexperienced solo travelers. Especially if you don't have the appropriate gear or weaponry. I found your sword in your knapsack beside you at the dungeon entrance. Unfortunately, your sword's been broken in half, and your knapsack is empty. Well, I'd imagine that monsters in the dungeon must have taken everything inside before they kicked you out. Oh, you didn't know it was that difficult. You must be pretty new to this area. This is one of the more famous dungeons around here. No one but the strongest adventurers from the nearby village dare to go down here. Oh, you're hungry. Don't worry about your food rations being stolen. I thought I might stay out tonight, so I packed supplies to cook dinner before I left home. I'm not sure you can really see it with this hat in the way, but let me take that off. Yes, those are horns. Well, sheep have very big appetites, so I packed quite a bit. Plus, I have all the wild vegetables I foraged during the day. This should be more than enough for the both of us. If I were alone, I might eat them raw, but since you're here with me, I've started cooking it into a soup. Do you like soup? I'm glad. I hope this one is to your taste. I tried to season it a bit to suit a human palate. Oh, no. You don't need to help me. Proper nutrition is important to the healing process. You have to sit and eat well in order to get better. It's not done yet, but it won't be much longer. In the meantime, please let me check your wounds again. First, there's this big bump on the back of your head. One of the monsters must have dropped you down on the ground head first. Does it hurt if I touch it? Oh, it aches. I'm sorry. I have a natural salve for bruises that I carry around with me. This one is difficult to make, so I'm glad I have some on hand. We'll just have to see if it works. This one takes 3 days for the recipe to mature, so if I didn't have any prepared, I wouldn't be able to make any on such short notice. But I'm gonna rub this on your scalp. The pressure might hurt a bit, but please, bear with me. There we go. Good job. Next is this cut on your adorable face. This one might leave a small scar. Such a shame. Although, I suppose that is part of the job of being an adventurer. Monsters won't go easy on you just because you're cute. I trusted when I first found you, but it's about time to change the bandage. Oh no, don't flinch away. Sorry, I should have warned you. I'm gonna need to touch your face. Just now. Might sting a bit when I peel off the bandage. It's alright. You can relax. I'm here to help you. There we go. Now clean the wound and dress it again. This tincture will prevent infection and help the skin heal more smoothly. I'll tap it on your face. Very good. You seem like a good caretaker. Maybe I am. I've always been described as the motherly type. Even when I was a child, I would always clean up after all the other children in the village. Well, my family were medicine makers, and apothecaries too. I've always loved making medicine and using it to help people that are injured. I used to clean all my friends' scraped knees, rub ointment into the bruises they got from playing too roughly. Those are the memories I haven't thought about for a long time. I still make medicine and deliver it to the people in the village. But it's been a while since I treated someone like this. Like a friend. There we go. Now the wound on your face, clean and disinfected. I'll wrap it back up now. Please hold still. You have some bruises forming on your arms and legs too. They're not too bad yet, but I'm sure there'll be all kinds of colors by tomorrow morning. Let's put some of this ointment on these ones too. Oh, the smell, it's unique. Well, I suppose it is. It's made from herbs that are local to this area, though the recipe is my family's secret. The smell you're noticing might be the bittersweet blue mint. That ingredient is what makes it feel cool and tingly when it's applied on your skin too. Just keep that in mind. Bittersweet blue mint is the best for bruises. Don't tell anyone I told you that. You'll put me out of business. Oh dear. There are more bruises than I anticipated. Might take a little bit of a while to treat them all. So, may I ask you a bit about yourself? Well, you seem to be an adventurer, of course, but are you a traveler? I don't think I've seen you in this area before. You do look a bit different from the villagers in this area. And you don't look like a native from a nearby city either. And of course, the fact that you weren't prepared for this dungeon. All the locals know how dangerous it is. What am I doing here then? No, don't go getting the wrong idea. I'm not amazing at fighting or anything. I only forage near the entrance to the dungeon, because I'm quite good at avoiding the monsters. Plus, I lived in this area once. Well, I've lived here my entire life, so I know the area very well. An adventurer from a very faraway place. Very, very far away. How interesting. Farther than the main city near here, I'd imagine. Wow. I've never gone that far. Why have you traveled so far? Is it out of a love for questing? Oh no, so... then you wouldn't be able to return where you came from. I suppose that makes sense. Make your living here away from home. Oh dear. It's heartbreaking. As I've said before, I've lived in this area my whole life, so I can't imagine being forced away from home. This broken sword you were using is engraved with the insignia with the local metalsmith in the village close by, so I'm guessing you spent some time there. I hope you get to know them better. They may be wary of strangers, but they're kind people. Oh, and if you encounter a bubbly bunny girl named Rennie around town, please treat her well. She's a bit of an airhead, but she has a wonderful heart. A very wonderfully big heart. And out of all the villagers, she'd probably be the most welcoming to an outside stranger. Myself? Yes, I also am technically part of that village. Though because of my work, I live a bit away from the town center, deeper into the woods, so I don't have much of a chance to interact with everyone. My parents were essentially the village apothecary before I inherited the business from them. A medicine seller must be impartial and fair towards all their patients, so I can't be as friendly with everyone as I'd like. Oh, you don't have to worry about me. It makes me happy just to be able to make herbal remedies and prepare medicinal meals to heal them. Give the villagers energy. Medicine has always been my way of communicating with people. Caring for them. I spend a lot of my time alone in these wintry woods, foraging for herbs to use in my remedies. And of course, that's what I was doing when I came across you. I have to say, you're definitely the most reckless adventurer I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in a long time. Well, yes, most travelers don't go as far as to get completely knocked out of the dungeon. Have their pockets emptied by monsters. Don't get embarrassed. I'm just teasing you. Though I do think you should be more careful. If you travel to another area and do this again, there's no guarantee that the monsters in other areas will spare you. Or that you'll be found as intact as I found you. Well, I've nursed plenty of injured creatures back to health, but you definitely have to be one of my more unique patients yet. Oh, seems like the soup is ready. Are you hungry? Even if you're not, you should probably try a bit. Oh, there are plenty of medicinal herbs in this soup, too. They'll support your healing from the inside. And, not to brag, but I'm sure my cooking is delicious. You still feel weak, right? Here, come here. I can feed you. Open your mouth. Ah. I'm glad. Here, have some more. Oh, don't be scared if you start feeling a bit drowsy. A full stomach will have that effect on a person. But I also used some snow bunny root as the base for this soup. Very powerful healing properties, but it also has a drowsing effect. Just like eating well. Resting well is also a big part of healing. But of course, you'll need to sleep very deeply tonight in order to get better. Not sleepy yet. Maybe you're still tense from being attacked. Then getting knocked out. Then waking up in an unfamiliar situation with a random sheep girl. If you're not used to the woods and smells of the woods of the night, I'm sure those can be quite frightening too. May I help you relax? Here. Lay down by me. Close your eyes and let all your worries drift away. My mother used to talk to me in a very slow voice to help me fall asleep. So let me do the same for you. Is the sound of the wind of the forest scary to you at night? Don't be scared. I know these woods. We're safe here. Just focus on the sound of the crackling fire. And look at the stars above us. Aren't they wonderful? The view of the stars is one of my favorite things about the forest at night. And in the village and the city, there are always lamps and streetlights on. We can only really see these brilliant stars from all the way out here, in this dark forest. My mother used to hum lullabies to me too. And she would hold me close, like this, so I could hear the thumping of her heartbeat. Oh, you're shivering. Are you cold? Sorry, I didn't realize that this blanket might not be enough for you. I don't think about the cold very often since I have such a thick coat of wool. Would you like to move even closer to me? I know how to get you even warmer. My walls are very soft, and it'll help relax you to sleep. No, don't hesitate for too long. I don't offer to let just anyone touch my wool. There we go. Just relax.